everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Brooke if you're new here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys what books on my TBR that I want to read for like the rest of 2024. I got this I cannot speak apparently. I got this video idea from Marita, which I'm sure you've heard of her. I'll put her like on the screen. She's like a popular bookstagrammer slash booktuber, and she like just posted this video, but yeah, I figured I would take inspiration because the video I'm currently working on is another song ranking video, but it's not quite finished yet, so I figured I would go ahead and do this since we're like a little over halfway done with the year. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to go follow my Instagram because you'll get lots of updates about like the books I'm reading and just like my life in general, because yeah, that's my bookstagram. But yeah, I love you guys, and let's get started. So this year my book goal is to read 40 books, which is actually going to be like the most books I've ever read in a year. I've like genuinely increased a lot with like how much I read like over the years and like my different genres. But yeah, I'm on book 25 of the year. I'm currently reading This Summer Will Be Different. I'm actually almost done with it, if you can't tell. I'm probably going to finish it today. So yeah, I need 15 more books to read before the end of the year, and basically Good Book Goodreads said is like I need to read 3 books per month to like reach my goal, which I think is very doable considering like I'm in college and stuff, and that just seems like a doable pace for me. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys like what books I'm going to be reading. So the next book I'm going to be reading is We'll Always Have Summer. I just read the other 2 books of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I haven't read this one yet, so I'm super excited. I also watched the show like for the first time. I just finished it like about a week ago maybe, and it was so good. I loved it so much. It was honestly better than the books in my opinion. Like usually you don't catch me saying that, but honestly it was. And I heard a lot of like, I already kind of know what happened in this book, but like obviously I'm gonna read it. But I'm super excited to see the last season of the show next summer. And then after I finish with The Summer I Turned Pretty series, the series I'm moving on to next is Once Upon a Broken Heart, which has been on my TBR since I read Caraval last summer, and I literally see it everywhere and how people rave about this series, and I love a good romantasy, so I figured I'm going to finally start it. And then after that, I'm trying to read a couple more summery books before like summer ends, but like if I don't get to them, then that's okay. Like, I'll probably just save them for next summer. So, the next book I have is Love and Gelato. I actually have read this book before. I read it in middle school, but it was a borrowed copy. So, like, I actually have my own copy now, and I want to reread it because it was one of my favorite books. So, I want to see if I love it as much as I did before. And then the book I'm going to be reading after that is The Ballad of Never After, which is the second book to Once Upon a Broken Heart. Basically, if you don't know, how I've been doing my reading for the past like 2-ish years now. I usually read a book of a series, and then I read a standalone book, and then the next book of the series, and then the standalone book, just to like kind of like break up. It's like even if the books aren't like intertwined, like for like say like the Twisted series, like they're technically not like intertwined, like they're technically like their own separate thing. I still do that just so like I like don't get bored, like you know what I mean. But I kind of want to like change up how I like my reading schedule, I guess, like next year. I'm thinking about doing like a TBR jar where I just draw like random books and like see what I get basically, because I feel like that would be super fun. But yeah, that's how I've been doing it, because I like to read series like basically all at one time. I know some people like read one book and then wait a while to read the next one. That's also another thing. I don't like buying a series unless I know that it's complete. Like, one of the main reasons I haven't read Akotar yet was, one, because I'm super scared due to like the hype and stuff. 2, it's also not a finished series. I heard that she's coming out with another book like eventually. So same thing with Fourth Wing. I do want to read that series too, but the last book, I think there's only one more book, comes out in like January. So like I want to wait until the last book comes out before I buy the other series, because like there's other series that are already complete that I can spend my time reading instead of like, you know, reading books of this series that like I might forget like, and then have to end up rereading them, and like, you know. I also do enjoy rereading books unlike some other people. I've done a couple rereads. I will do a whole big recap about all the books I read and like my opinions at the end of the year. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I don't know if I'm gonna get to this book, but the next book I have after that is summer after, but I think we'll be in like September at the time that I get to this book. So I might pick a different standalone book, but this is kind of just here just in case. And I might save this for next summer because I don't want to read like a summer book if it's not summer, like to be honest. Unless I like really want to, but I kind of probably would just save this for next summer. And then after that, we have A Curse for True Love. And yes, I know the other two I got in paperback. This was in hardback, but this was the only version in Barnes & Noble that I could find. And it's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. So I just bought it because I want to read it soon. But yeah. And then after that, I have been putting off this series for so long. I'm going to be starting the Chestnut Springs series. I'm super excited. My friend has been telling me to read this series for ages, but I've just been super scared due to the hype. But I figured that it was finally time. I have the first book on my hands. Why not do it, you know? So I am. And then after that, I'm going to be reading Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which is her new book that just came out. I do like Ali Hazelwood's books. I did not really like Love Theoretically. I feel like that's an unpopular opinion because a lot of people like that book, but I just didn't really like it that much. And like the one with her like novellas, I didn't really care for either. I haven't read Bride. Bride doesn't really like interest me though, so like I don't think I'll pick it up. I haven't read Check and Mate, isn't that what it's called? I haven't read that one either because that one just wasn't much of interest to me. But I love The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain, so and this one seemed interesting, so I figured I would pick it up. And then after that, I'm going to be reading Heartless, which is the next book in the Chestnut Springs series. And then I messed up how I did this. I'm gonna have extra books now, but that's okay. I have more options. I found this book at like a library sale. It's called The Other Boy. So I just kind of picked a book at random. I might change my mind about what standalone I want to read, but I just picked a filler. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm right. Okay. And then after that, I will be reading Powerless. And then after that, The Other Boy, I'm going to be reading Reckless, which is the third book. Oh, fourth book. Yeah. And then I'm gonna, since it'll be like near Christmas time, I'm gonna be reading The Wish. I'm trying to take off this tag. It's like a Christmassy book. And then after that, I'll be reading Hopeless, which is the last book of Chestnut Springs. And then the very last book I'm going to read of 2024 will be 10 Blind Dates. Which I've already read this book. I read it in middle school, but I really enjoyed it. It's a really cute romance book with like no spice or anything like that. It's very YA. And yeah, I kind of just want to reread it. Let me make sure I have 15 books because I feel like I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay. But yeah, that's basically all the books I want to read before 2024 is over. Maybe I'll end up extending my, like go past my goal of 40, but for right now, those are the 15 books that I hopefully plan to read unless, I change my mind and decide to read different standalone or a different series. But yeah, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one.